Okay, today we have a special one, especially from the US. We're gonna do the Cowboy jibe. How to do it? Let's do it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning back. We love you guys. We appreciate you. We do this for you. We do this to motivate, lift up, whatever it takes to help people. That is what we're here for. We got an exciting one today. This one I saw on the internet, and I don't know who it was. There's a lot of people doing it. Super cool. It's called the Cowboy jibe, or I think it's called the Cowboy jibe, but technically it's sort of like a handle pass with the wing behind you. It's a way to do a transition turn. Really cool feeling, really rewarding. Kind of like was a fun little trick to try, and so we're going to dive into it on how the Cowboy works, and hopefully we can empower you to be able to do it.
Yeah, first what we could talk about is who is it for, what level do you need to have to get into this trick, and I would say, you know, for sure you need to have your standard jibe dialed in. Obviously this is just kind of like a step up from that. You don't necessarily need to be able to do attack, but you definitely want to be very comfortable with your jibe.
100%. Yeah, I mean, this is a little more advanced, but I would say it's achievable for anybody. I truly believe it, and it's just a matter of putting the time in like anything we do in this sport. So let's dive right into it. So most important thing is it's a jibe. So in theory, you're going to make that drawn out turn, and you're going to go into the next direction, right? That's the concept of it. Some things that I've learned, and I'm not saying it's the right way, I'm just saying it's a way that works for me, is when you're riding along, you have a comfortable way of holding your hands. When you go into this trick, you actually can turn your wrist and pre-set up the handle pass of the wing. So I actually, when I'm riding along, normally my hands may be like this, and I'll actually turn my wrist like this and grab it before I do it. And the reason behind that is we're going to dive into how it fully goes through, but there's two things I pre-do it before I do this trick. One is I turn that hand, and the other one is I put my leash, because I know when I pass that, my leash is going to wrap around my arm. So you can actually pre-flop your leash, and it'll go so it's clean when you release it, and your leash won't be wrapped around you and you're all tangled up in it. So
so you twist your backhand.
Correct.
You twist or you change the grip.
Yeah.
From your backhand to from overhand to underhand.
To underhand, and the reason behind that is when you're going into the trick, you're going into it toe side, and when I'm riding on a normal tack toe side, and I crack off downwind to go. I'm going to go into this heel side turn, and what I do is if I have my hand like this, I need to turn that and do a handle pass. But if I take my wrist and I flip it upside down, it makes it really easy for me to drive this wing around and make the handle pass a lot easier. So it's just an easier way to do the handle pass, but I can go like this. I crack off downwind, and the trick is to just let go of your front hand. You're gonna let go of your front hand. That wing is literally gonna spin itself down, the leading edge down, and it's just gonna go right around your back, and you're gonna grab that handle, and it'll come right around to this side. You're gonna grab your hand back on and get leveled up and start riding in your new direction. It literally happens by itself. The hardest part is going enough downwind where your wing is easy for it to drop down and for you to go right around your back. You'll know your mistakes, because if I'm too much edging into the downwind, it's gonna yank my arm this way, and I'm not gonna be able to make that transition really easy. Or if I crack off too far downwind, when I let go, I'm actually gonna get a backwind, and the wing's gonna come at me. So there's a kind of a moment there where it works, and you'll know if I'm just riding on, turn that hand, and when I start to go off toe side and I'm going onto my heel side, it'll just literally flow down by you. You pass your handle behind your back, and you're gonna go like this. Your leash will be clean around this side. I get back on that backhand, and I can ride around, and it's just a very cool feeling trick. It definitely takes some work. Highly recommend doing this on the beach multiple times beforehand. Start with no wind and then add wind to it, and you can walk your way around it, but start with no wind to get the gist of the wing, and also how to pre-wrap your leash so that you don't get all twisted in it.
Yeah, so essentially for me, I would say the few key things is if you are overpowered, it's going to be harder. If you have a huge wing, 5, 6, and above, it's going to be harder. I would say ideally like a 4 would be ideal, a 3 would even be really good. And then you have to ride toe side. So I don't know if anybody's doing it riding hillside.
I'm sure they are.
But
Gwen is. He's not talking about it.
It's the way we do it is we approach it toe side and then we go into our jibe. So let's get on the water for onboard instruction on how to do the cowboy jibe.
You. All right. Let's go get us some cowboy jibe action. It's go time. We got a puff. I don't know how long it's gonna last. But we're gonna do this. Very light wind day. Everybody's on 6s and 7s. We're gonna try a 5. Hope for the best here. I'm gonna wait for a little bit of a puff and see what happens. Feel like here comes a puff. This is where the magic's gonna happen. If I can get to it. All right. Here we go. So first things first, get your feet set up to where you're nice and comfortable and you're bored. And then we're gonna get our feet speed up. I'm gonna adjust that hand. And then I crack off downwind, let it go, bring it all the way around. And then we're rocking and rolling. There it is, people. Woo! The cowboy jibe.
All right, let's try again. And tack, I'm approaching toe side. I go underhand on my backhand. I go with decent speed. I start to go downwind first, let it go. Switch hand. Whoa, that was not super clean, but that's the idea, is I need to start carving first before I drop my hand. If I do it if I let it go too early, my wing is going to be so powered, so I want to let some of that power go first. So now I go downwind, not as much power, clack, boom. So that would be more of like the handle pass in the back. Now there is a slight variation, which is actually what I was doing in the beginning, and I'm gonna reach for it a bit further up above my head rather than in my back. So it's about the same thing, except either I grab the back handle here or I switch hand about here or here. I go underhand and I jibe. I go downwind first, less power, boom, clack. So the key is to start going downwind first. Otherwise, I'm gonna have so much power.
I'm riding along toe side. I get nice and powered up toe side. Gotta make sure my leash is on the right side. So I'm readjusting my leash right now, setting it. Okay, I get my speed up. Make sure I have power in the turns, a really good thing to have. So I'm making sure I'm looking upwind, looking for power, looking for a puff, because I want to ride out of it with speed. So I'm going to get my speed up. I lean against it. I adjust my backhand, switch it, crack off downwind, let go, let the wing come all the way around, and then get my hands back on it, set that edge, and get going back the other direction. And that is a basic cowboy jibe. Beautiful out right now. Nice little puff. And these are the days, look, we showed up, there's no wind. Wasn't sure what we were gonna get, but we'll take whatever we can get right here. Might even be able to crack off and do a little Okay, we're gonna get the leash on the right side. We're gonna get the speed up. So I adjust that backhand, I turn it so that I already have the handle pass started. So it makes it much easier to go into it. Crack off downwind, get that speed up, let that wing spin all the way around. You can throw another little 360 right there once you get a little more confidence. And that's it. So the most important thing, it's just like a jibe. You just want to commit to downwind. You'll know if you've done it wrong or right by the way the wing pulls you through the turn.
So I hope this was helpful for you guys. It's a fun trick to do. You know, you can, it gets a cool clip for your Instagram or to impress your friends on the beach. But you know, it's always good to like learn something new. And like we always do, we are gonna leave you on a positive note. And today, I'm gonna talk about giving up. And sometimes, you know, we are like thinking like, okay, no, giving up is not good. But there are a lot of situations when giving up is good because, you know, there's just so many things we want to do in our life and that we could do in our life. And if you don't give up on a few things, you won't be able to focus on things that, you know, maybe matter most to you. So you have to give up, you have to let go of things in order to make more space, dedicate more energy into the things that truly matter to you. Like if the cowboy jibe is your thing, maybe put the tack on a side project for now and then focus on the cowboy jibe.
Very well said. I mean, I was just looking at like things in my life, you know, like if I stopped playing video games from like 9 o'clock at night till 4 in the morning, I would be able to spend more time with my daughter in the morning. I wouldn't sleep during that time. So that's probably a good scenario. Just kidding. It's a very good point. You know, you get in life, you get locked into these like, you know, you're like in a tunnel. You're locked into salary positions. You're locked into, I'm going to my kids this all the time. I'm going to this all the time. I'm doing this all the time. And sometimes you got to take a step back and go, okay, what's the priority for yourself, your family, your loved ones, and take a big picture of it. And maybe you'll realize that some of that time is a little bit wasted. You can prioritize it more for better aspects to have a better life.
Yeah, so get on it, give up everything, focus on the cowboy jibe for a while, and then on that note, we will see you guys next week.
Thank you so much. I didn't even get my hair wet. That's like the best session I've ever had in my entire life. And it was like the worst potential day ever. Making the best out of anything. That's life. What we got going right now to capture all this, this is the Insta360 X3. This is how we capture the shots in the front of the board. It makes it look like a drone's right in front of you. And yeah, great setup. Definitely, like, you know, be cautious. You could potentially break it off and lose it. Just ask Gwen on that one. But yeah, this Insta360 is absolutely magic. No joke. The battery life is ridiculous. It's super simple to use. The app is amazing. Very easy to edit. Super happy about it. And it just captures stuff like never before. This is my 55-liter lift, 4.6. Love it. I was on a 170 high aspect today with a 25 tail. And the amazing Mantis 5 from Cabrina, absolutely love it. And you know, most people are out here on 6s and 7s. And we just happened to catch a puff right and make it happen. So super pumped, beautiful day, making magic out of nothing. Man, life is so good. Phew.